after almost 2 days of fierce competition, we've come down to this. It's the final of the Hong Kong Sixers, and it's going to see Pakistan, the undefeated Pakistan, up against South Africa in an 8-ball final that should be an absolute beauty. South Africa in the field first after winning the toss, and that's what they've got. Joining me for the big finale, Christopher Rogers. This should be a fantastic game of cricket. Shouldn't it, Ryan? Strap yourself in. Each team has got 40 balls now to make it count. Still retire at 31, so it's going to be a different dynamic as well. How do you play this tactically? But these are the two teams that deserve to be in the final. Everyone's come here to win, but these are the two sides that showed the most desperation. Absolutely. They've all had a good time here. That's the KCC members box up there with some of the teams going up for a quick drink after a long day's cricket. The local crowd are happy because Hong Kong have won the plate final, and now they'll see Pakistan, the dominant Pakistan. Hamid Azam is going to lead us off for Pakistan. And I know you said there might be different tactics, Chris. I got the feeling it's not going to be. It's going to be harder and longer. The balls are going to go for a long, long way. Urui's going to open the bowling for South Africa. I don't even want to guess how many runs the figure's going to be, what the target's going to end up here. Here we go, the final, the first rock. And we're going to start with a maximum, if you don't mind, and we're underway. Oh, they've been absolutely unbelievable, Pakistan. The amount of sixes they've hit straight away, down on one knee, put over square leg, thank you very much. This one's down the ground, and they've got to take some fielding to stop it, and it was brilliant. The South African down there was absolutely outstanding. They dropped a couple in the previous match, but that is a great way to start. Not only that, they stopped the batsman coming back for two, so in effect he saved 3 runs there. Swain Pole the man. This one is in the leading edge. It's a vacant third man area. It's probably going to go all the way, and it does. Remembering, like Chris said, in the final, you've got to bowl 8 deliveries. We're going back to the 70s. It's old school. That's a pretty good delivery. Imagine the fight, Dennis Lilly bowling 8 rocks here on Kowloon Cricket Ground. The shirt would be unbuttoned. The chest hair would be out. Bit like you at the moment, Ryan. Got no chest hair, me, Chris. This one is going long, but it's a chance, and they're going to get an early wicket, the South Africans. Can you believe it? It's 11 for 1 off 4 balls. And look at the elation from the South Africans. See, Brian, I think wickets, early wickets, is going to cost you dearly here because there's 40 balls. There's an extra 10 balls in this. I think you could play it a little bit differently. Oh, absolutely. I'll leave it to you. You're the expert. Because tactics is something that you were actually extremely good at. Don't worry about that. Tanvir is going to be the next man, and we've seen him try to deposit every single ball he's faced into and onto the road. And to be fair, that has been their tactics, and it's worked a treat for them. So probably think, well, we'll keep going with them. What I still believe, and I'm with you about the tactics, you've got to get one in the shed. You've got to get someone retired to give you that safety down the back end. So here we go with his first rock, and guess what? He's hit that straight to the man at deep square. Can you believe it? Irwi is on a hat-trick. Oh, I'm smelling an upset here, but what about that celebration? Stared straight at Tanvir and gave it to him. It's all going on here at the Sixers. Pakistan, the overwhelming favourite, have lost 2 in 2 in the first, and the South Africans are up for it. Send-offs in Sixers. Now we're talking. If you think this doesn't mean much to anyone, you only have to see that delivery and the reaction from Irwi. Sarrell is having a good time. He's got
pretty decent pipes on him as well there.
It's actually brave bowling because he actually took the pace off for an offie. He actually lobbed it up and just did him. So here we go on a hat trick. Can you believe it? It's going to be a wide. He took the gas. It could have been a feather. Imagine that fairy tale. Anwar, the new batsman, wasn't holding back though. And again, that's going to be a wide. So 8 balls become 10, and this could take a while.
Well, surely though, you can't get bowled out. You've got to agree, you can't get bowled out. So
I
that
agree
would
there.
be fatal flaw number 1.
Absolutely. Down the ground, that's a beautiful cricket shot. South Africa changing their tactics a little. Mid-off was very wide, almost an extra cover.
Well, they've gone 3 players on the leg side here. We've only seen that in the recent games, but here we see these 2 wickets. Big 2 wickets. Their first ball was short leg side boundary.
Good bowling. He's going to get a dot.
You don't want to be bowling wides here because he's now bowling the 10th ball of the over.
Fatigue becomes a factor. This one is going to go over cover for 6. A beautiful cricket stroke. He got it on the full and gave it the treatment. So these are the drop catches from the last time the South Africans were on the park. That one should have been taken. This one's a toughie, in all due respect. That one, there was a lot of almost ones. So Dry's the man. Cornet Dry. He's going to bowl from the Kowloon Cricket Club members' end.
What you will see in this game is probably the fastest bowlers in the competition as well.
They do bowl some heat. They're the Pakistani bowling attack. That's a cut shot all the way for 6. You can't give these boys width.
It doesn't matter how quickly you bowl. If you bowl short and wide and swing it away, that's 407 sixes for the tournament, Ryan. How many we're going to end up after this game?
Well, Charlie Burke told us 220 was the last 2012, so obviously in 5 years he didn't include GST. The boys have got bigger, stronger, and the bats are massive. That's going to be played away on the offside, nice and gently for 4. And can you believe it? We're only 1.2 overs in and the score's 35.
Well, he's bowling a first-class length here and swinging it away, and he's got one on the offside. He's changed it now. He's moving one of his leg side fielders onto the offside. Just a little bit more protection for him.
This time he's down the ground and we've nearly lost an umpire because that was hit at pace. Tabarak Dar, the umpire, did very well to clear the head there because that is on target.
He nearly went the wrong way too. That could have been nasty.
I do worry for umpires nowadays, let me tell you. We've seen a couple wear shields and maybe a helmet or 2. That's sliced away on the offside, and that's going to be 4 more. It's a good over so far for Pakistan.
And the best thing about it for them is it's been pretty safe. Play good shots. Just know they lose another wicket here, and it's starting to get a little bit difficult. There's enough time just to play these good shots and go hard at the end.
Very hard to defend a cricket ground with only 4 fielders. That's what you got to do. That's a better length. Right on the money. You'll only get a single.
Well, he's gone for 19 here and he's still got 3 balls to go.
There's lots of goings on in the crowd, that's for sure. That's down the ground as well. Hit very hard, and that's another boundary.
See, you only have to miss your length by a smidgen, and the difference between a single off the last ball and that being smacked back past him for 4.
Ahmad's 26 from 7, Anwar 14 from 4. That's short down the leg side and got the treatment. 4 more.
Well, the elation of the last over feels a long way away after this over, Brian.
Just lost his length. That's down the ground. He's a chance and he's out. There's your 3rd wicket. And thank you. He loves the celebration. There's Cornet, Dry and Sarah Early.
What's going on here with these celebrations?
Down the ground, didn't get the elevation, straight to him, and I'm going to go as far as saying he doesn't quite have the rhythm on the dance floor that's required. They're having a good time here at the KCC, and that little fella is probably watching his team go very well. That's him when he's bowling. He's pretty happy with himself and for the team. And with that wicket, he actually became the leading wicket taker of the tournament. There it is, confirmation. Sarel Irwi with 6 is equal with Cornet Dry and Essen Khan.
He's actually let himself down there. He's taken that catch. And Cornet Dry's equalled the wickets with him. What was he thinking?
Oh no, Swanpole. Swanpole bowling his leg spin from the long end, what we would say. The kids are having a good time. And the dance moves are aplenty. Oh, they're loving it here at the Kowloon Cricket Club.
Just needs to finish off with a send-off and
down the ground, there's just a single. So far, so good for Swanpole.
Still a long way to go here for Pakistan.
That's got to be a wide. He just didn't get that one right. There's 8 balls in the over if you're looking at the bottom of your screen. And the MCC lads are earning a well-earned drink. But outside edge is going to go away for 4. He lost his length, his line. And through all this, Ahmad has got to retire. He's been the constant at one end for Pakistan.
Well, that's what we spoke about, Ryan. You've got to have someone in the shed just to come back at the end. Just a bit of that safety net, don't you? So the new batsman can keep going.
So it's Mohammad Sami, who's bowled absolute gas in this competition. Glad we don't have the speed gun on him because he's going at about a 140, 145. First ball, he's whipping it away down to fine leg for a boundary. So they're still coming hard, the Pakistani lads.
We've got a fantastic crowd in here today. The place is humming at the moment, Ryan.
I can feel the excitement up here, Buck. I've never seen you with a bigger smile on your face. A swing and a miss. And Sammy only wants to go one way, and that's towards square leg.
I think he might have picked the wrong one. Just didn't manage to play it.
Straight, that could be a chance, and that's definitely out off the glove and all of a sudden, Pakistan are fourth.
Well, you can only lose 6 wickets in this competition, can't you, Brian? So you have the last man standing rule, but...
Well, I'll tell you what happened there, Chris. He charged before the bowler even started, and Swainpole saw him coming and bowled the faster one and pretty much sniffed him up. Have a look at that for bowling. Well, that is brilliant.
Hamad has come back out now. He was the batsman who retired, 31 off 9 balls, so he's back out here. This is taking a twist. I told you can't lose wickets here.
Well, maybe their tactic is just to get Leonard Hamad do all the batting. That's a head high fully and dealt with, and it's going to be a no ball as well.
Oh, that counts for 8, doesn't it? So that's a huge bonus there for Pakistan, but they've got a lot of work to do here. Well, I think 130, don't you?
You think so? That's not too good, that bowling. This one's high in the air, and it's going to go. This one's high in the air, and it's going to go a long way. A big one down the ground for 6.
The momentum of this game just changes so quickly.
There's a story in every over, that's for sure. And that's hoiked away as well, and it's going to go for 4. You start the over well, you get a wicket, and you still go for plenty.
A great little finish to the over there for Pakistan. And as we see this crowd, as I said, it is humming. People have been having such a great time here. It's been a brilliant 2 days here at Cowling Cricket Club. What scenes we see.
Absolutely. Up there, that pool pavilion, as you can see over there, it's where the KCC members are at. Let me tell you, they're having a good time. So here it is, over number 4. Hamad is on strike. He's come back in. Adams, Chris Rogers' boy, is back on, and he goes for 6 first up.
Well, he was one of the most impressive bowlers yesterday. But Hamad is on fire. 37 off 10. We've got to find a way to get him off strike here.
That's better bowling, right up in the block hole, but still it goes for 4. You're pretty happy when you don't see elevation as a bowler, but it still races away.
Well, I mean, this is brilliant batting. South Africa either have to get him off strike or get him out, and then all the batting has to be done by Sohail. So for them, if they could find a way to get him out, this game could change quickly again.
It can turn on every ball. This time it's up in the air, and you guessed it, he's in massive trouble, and they've lost 5. Hamad is out. South Africa have grabbed their 5th. Sohail is going to bat solo.
Well, there's 13 balls to go here, Brian. They can't lose another wicket, that's it. You can't get bowled out in 6s, can you?
Well, you can, Chris, you can. So 13 rocks for one man to face. So I wonder, what's the tactics going to be now? And the South Africans are rejoicing. That's a bit circumspect, which you can understand.
Well, they have to find a way to 120 here, don't they? Or maybe even less with their bowlers.
Let's not forget they got guys who bowl gas.
Yeah. Maybe a couple of slips in the gully.
He's loving it, that bloke out there. So if you had just joined us and you don't quite know the rules, last man stands. So this bloke can bat on his own as long as he stays in. And he's pumped that down the ground for 6. Sohail going solo.
It's good to see he's just holding back a little bit here, right?
Well, that was actually a proper cricket shot there, down the ground.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, If you're going to play cricket, this is how you want to play.
Absolutely. Just bat on your own.
Yep.
Get everyone to run them for you. Oi, there's one that just slides past off stump. What I always enjoy is when it gets to this situation, the bloke at the other end's got plenty of advice, but he's already out. How about you pack him, mate, down to your end? That's what I'd be saying. Adams, can he get the final wicket? It's up in the air. There's a little bit of a sniff, but no, it's going to run away, is it? Yes, it is. 4 runs.
What about the desperation? I probably thought I wouldn't see fielders diving left, right and centre in the Sixers competition, but the South Africans have led the way in the field. They have dropped a couple of catches, but look at this. Going all the way, straight into the camera tripod.
Body on the line for their country, that's for sure. So here we go, last ball of the over. And that's going to go away as well for 6. No problem whatsoever. And Sohail is having a good time being on his own. Just lingered onto the leg stump and he paid the price. So as I said, if you're new to the game, here's the rules for you. Everyone has to bowl an over except for the wiki. In the final, we're bowling 8 balls, but that's only for the final. Of course, there's also no free hits if you bowl a no-ey. And if you've also just joined us, there's a couple of signs that are demanding to be hit for 12. Last over underway, and the first ball is going to be misfielded for 4. That doesn't help.
I just talked up there fielding, didn't I, Ryan? Just let that one nutmeg him straight through the legs.
You've got him again. We've got a few blokes today. Don't worry about that. The old commentator's curse. That should be fielded.
That is a proper nutmeg.
Again, it's the low full toss, and it just doesn't quite carry to the man at cow corner.
A few Bronx cheers there coming from the Kowloon members area, but as we see the Hublot watchers there, if you hit that sign, you don't just get 6 for it, you get 12.
That'd be handy. Again, that's perfect length from Nokolo.
I think South Africa would be relatively happy, but you just don't know, do you? This final is actually throwing up something different to us.
Well, 115 on the board. They've got them, and they're going to add to it here because that's going to go all the way.
Well, this could be the match-winning innings, really, because if Sohail got out, then you think South Africa would have cantered home. Sohail's played unbelievably, particularly thinking he's more of a...
They're playing the drums and having a good time. Don't worry about that.
He's more of a bowler, isn't he, really?
That's a wide. And just so the umpire made sure, he made sure he let him know. Once again, Hamid's down the wicket telling him what to do.
We've seen a couple of Red Dragon girls there, haven't we?
This one is out to the band of the boundary, and he's out. They're bowled out in the final over with 4 balls to spare. Pakistan are all she wrote for 123.
Well, a game we have on hand here because, yes, they got bowled out, Pakistan, but their strength is their bowling. They've got some genuine pace, particularly with Mohammad Sami. So you never know, but look at the South Africans. They're in this. They're up for it.
Absolutely. It's been action-packed. It was a low fully, and he couldn't muscle it over mid-wicket. And Nokolo gets the dismissal, and they're all out. Pakistan have been dismissed in this final for 123. Let's have a look at the tail of the tape. At the top of the order, they were really good to start with, was Ahmad with 41 from 12. He actually came back, and down the end there, Sahale with 46 from 14 was outstanding. But there were some holes in the middle, Chris Rogers.
Were there? Will Pakistan lose this game? They will be because they relied on 2 batsmen, and that's it. The South Africans, though, what a brilliant effort by them to bowl the side out in the sixes. A fantastic effort.
Absolutely. The Pakistan fans, they'd be a little nervous right now seeing their team bowled out. This is what South Africa did. Wickets early for Irwi. He was on a hat-trick at one stage, and then every single bowler picked up a pole. 123 all up from 4.5 overs. They didn't see it out, Pakistan, but like you say, Chris Rogers, they've got some of the best bowlers in the world here at Kowloon.
Some of the highlights we saw early. Ahmad early went hard, got him off to a pretty good start. But it was the wickets that cost Pakistan. They lost 2 in 2 balls. This one from Tanvir, straight down Adams' throat there, I think it was. And a great celebration by Irwi. But Pakistan didn't hold back, did they? They kept going, kept attacking.
Yeah, there was plenty of action, and there was plenty of dance moves going on all over the shop. A little bit of chin music as well from the leg spinner. Knocked over Sammy. I wonder if he'll remember that. You betcha he will.
That was a crucial wicket, that one, wasn't it? Ahmad, who'd batted so well for his 41, was dismissed, and that meant Pakistan could only lose 1 more wicket. But Sohail, he didn't hold back. He kept going. That was an unbelievable 6. And he hit a couple of more, didn't he? The highest score in the match, but then he fell in the deep at mid-wicket. We had 3 balls to go, and that could be costly in the context of this game.
They've all been fantastic, the teams. They've got into the spirit of the Hong Kong World Sixes, that's for sure. That were the Kiwis and the MCC lads having a refreshment to replace the fluids they've lost today in what has been quite warm conditions. The tunes are playing loud, and there's 5 overs to go in this competition. 40 rocks for South Africa to make 124 to be back-to-back winners, remembering that in 2012 they won the last instalment.
And it's almost fitting and it's this way, I think, Ryan, because Pakistan, as we've said, have had the best bowlers in the competition, but South Africa, up until recently, had the 2 highest scores as well, so they've been on fire with the bat. But to go up against this attack by Pakistan, that's a different challenge altogether, so it'll be interesting to see if they think about not losing wickets early or just think, oh, we're going to go for it.
Well, we're about to find out, because Saril Irwi is at the crease. And he's going to face Mohammad Sami. And like we've said, in the overs that he's bowled, especially the game he played today, right arm fast is the perfect summation of what he's bowled.
And whenever a fast bowler gets bounced out, Ryan, you know what he's going to be thinking.
Absolutely. And especially when if a ball goes into the crowd, they'll get a brand newie sent out to them. So they'll be pretty happy with that, the quicks. Here we go. The run chase begins. And that's right up in the block hole. And he'll get a single. And South Africa's run chase is underway.
Steady start, that. Interested to see if they just think, well, you know, we can just play Sammy a little bit more conservatively because he is their best bowler.
Farhan Sayanvala has batted pretty well in this competition, but he's going to face some outswingers at pace from Mohammad Sami. That one is going to be a leg bye.
I'll tell you what, it's just something going on here, isn't there?
There's been a little bit of argy-bargy today, I reckon. Saw a little bit of niggle going on. Hong Kong and MCC, all in good spirits now. But it's fantastic to see because it means that it really means something to the teams. Having a nice Pepsi to get them through the day, the old MCC boys. That one is going to be a dot, or they're going to scamper through for a bye. Because the Pakistan wiki is a fair way back.
Did he just get away with that? Did that go over the wide line?
Well, let's have a look. I think that's...
No, we'll let that one go.
Inside. Again, a good piece of bowling, and it's a dot ball. Mohammad Sami getting a head of steam up here.
We're not seeing too many smiles at the moment now. It's all business, isn't it?
We're only halfway through the over in this 8-ball first over. But at the moment, Sammy's got the wood on it. That's a wide, you would have thought. They've got to scamper through for one. And umpire Clive Howard raises the arms.
Well, I faced Mohammad Sami in 2005 at the Wacker when he was bowling thunderbolts. And I don't reckon he's much off it now.
I got a feeling I was at the other end.
There's a surprise.
And I'm going to go with you. I was telling you to tough it out. There's a bit of reverse Malachi for 6. That is fantastic. Let's have a look at that again, because that's one of the shots of the tournament.
Well, that is unbelievable. First of all, it's a gutsy shot. It ended up right where he wanted, but to hit him over third man for 6, that's a tremendous effort.
4 old scorers are doing a good job trying to keep up with it, and now they're getting bombarded with cricket balls. Again, low full toss. They're looking for one. They must come back for a second. They won't. Some good fielding out there by the Pakistani fielder.
He's almost egging the batsman to go there. The challenge is on here. This is as competitive as it gets. Look at the eyes there.
That's perfect bowling. Right in the block hole at pace. Not much he could do there. He's tried a little bit of something again. And he's going to call a wide. That's an interesting one, Clive.
Well, I think the umpire's got it right here because the wide lines don't move in this competition. And that is over the line. And if it's over the line, what is it?
It's a wide.
There we go.
Handy runs for the South Africans. Those blokes didn't agree, and they've got a good view from side on. Again, goes for the reverse one, and it's gone for buys, and 4 of them. Handy runs, sundries are doing well for South Africa.
Oh, Irwig's furious there. He reckons he's got a little bit of bat on that.
Farhan is the wicketkeeper, and I'm just going to say he's a long way back, and trying to take him on the bounce isn't good if you're not really a wickie.
Well, Maybe have a look again. No, I think that's his pad, isn't it?
Pad, buys, it all counts. Runs are runs here at KCC. And for the first time, I'll say that there was a big powwow there from the Pakistani players because they're a little bit nervous.
Yeah. Sammy walked past the wiki and just gave him a little bit of rev up. Don't miss him, mate.
So it's 20 off the first over, chasing 124 to win. Anwar's the man with the ball. Again, that's a beauty. We haven't seen a 6 so far in this innings from South Africa. And it's tough to hit those for 6. Doesn't matter where you're playing. That's a smoking cover drive. Absolutely smoked through the fielder there for 4.
Tanvir's put in an excellent effort out there at deep cover, but that ball was coming so quickly. And the ricochet might have just gone up into the sponsor's tent then and collected someone. You're not far away from the action down there.
You want to keep your wits about you, that's for sure. A big swing there and no contact. Sayanvala is 5 from 6 rocks, and we don't see that very often here at the Sixers.
A few nerves here, isn't there? A little bit of desperation. Who's going to blink first?
That's in the air, and that could be out. They're going to be one down here, South Africa. They are. Sayanvala loses his way, and South Africa are 24 for 1 in the second over.
Oh, huge relief there for Pakistan. Anwar's bowled a brilliant over so far. Put one that was probably in the slot there to be hit. But Sayanvala just didn't get a hold of it, and a very comfortable cash out in the deep there.
Adams is the new batsman. He's at the non-striker's end, and he's had a pretty good tournament so far with both bat and ball. Although Chris Rogers would manage to get him out first rock last time he talked him up.
He's still my man, Ryan.
We'll stick with him. And that's, again, very good bowling, and it's going to go for 4. He muscled it out to the onside. Did Irwi.
Well, we've seen for 2 days the value of having a left-hander batting at this end, because that mid-wicket boundary is the shortest boundary on the ground. No fielder is defending that. You only have to be about 5 metres away from it. You can't stop it.
Well, that's come about a change in the field. There's going to be 3 on the leg side now for Pakistan. Only 1 man on the offside.
Well, Irwi won't be worrying about that. He'll be trying to go over the top of them. He only has to get half a bat on it.
He's got an open stance, and he's setting up deep in his crease, and he's lidded it. Top edge onto the lid, and he'll pick up 1.
A nice bit of sportsmanship there by Anwar. Just walked past Irwi, asked if he was okay. We like to see that, because they're up for this game, aren't they? But they still showing respect.
Absolutely. We don't like seeing blokes get hit in the head at any time. Adams starts off with a flurry. Bang.
Well, he was excellent yesterday, Adams. Both with the ball and the bat, and that one is right in his slot.
I tell you what he's got is a very low pickup and low hands. He is down almost at stump level. This time he gets it away on the offside. There's only one on the offside, so they'll pick up an easy 2. End of the second over, South Africa are 37 for 1.
17 runs coming from that.
They've got an hour to play this match, and the Hublot match clock is at nearly 37 minutes.
124.
He's sucking in the big ones.
To continue.
And the skipper, Sohail Tanvir, is coming on to bowl the third over. Just a reminder, it's an 8-ball final, 8 balls per over. So there's lots of time left for South Africa. And that's going to help. A full bunger goes and gone.
And that has to be a no ball as well. That's going to hurt Pakistan. That's worth 8. And he has to bowl again.
That's almost at the brink of getting a warning for a head-high full bunger. Can you get warned out of the game in sixes cricket? I don't know. I don't have the answer for that one. Next ball is the same, a repeat, and away it goes again. And Irwi, pumping out the chest, wants a piece of Sohail.
Oh, 2 full tosses. We know with Tanvir that ball is going to be angling into the left-hander, so that's just a gimme really for Irwi. He just has to help it on his way. He's done that twice.
Srilanka Irwi is putting South Africa into a chance, and I'll tell you what else is a chance. As player of the tournament, he's been an absolute beauty. He's one of a number of blokes in the running, I would have thought. 3 in a row, can he? That's another no ball. It's going to go for 4. So there's 2 hip high or no balls from full tosses, and I reckon he's asking the question, how many fullies can you bowl at me?
Well, it's not first-class cricket though, is it? Right? There's no one else to bowl.
Like I say, I'm not sure what the rules are, but that's 2 in a row in 1 over.
What?
And in first-class cricket, you'd be sent off.
Tanvir was rubbing his hands there. There's got to be a lot of sweat out there.
Well, it's a hot day, and this one is a little shorter, and he misses it. A rare blemish for Srilanka Irwi. This is turning out to be a massive over. I tell you what can happen, though, if you get injured, the opposition pick who they want to bowl the rest of the balls. Imagine throwing that up. I wouldn't know who to pick for the Pakistan bowlers.
Well, not Sammy, that's for sure.
It wouldn't be him. That one has gone the journey. And Sarrel, thanks for coming, buddy. Retire hurt, and your team is in with a chance of winning this one.
Well, he's walking off shaking his head. Not happy with those 2 full bungers he caught, but look at that one. He's got to be happy with that. That is a massive hit.
That fella can't believe it. That's a big hit. I'm not surprised. Very impressive hitting. Nicolo is the new man for South Africa.
Still 5 deliveries in this 10th over.
He's going for a reverse again, and he's going to call it a wide. It's interesting. The umpy took a long time to call it, but I reckon he was correct.
Who's under more pressure here, Ryan? The players or the umpires?
I tell you who's not. It's you and me. Because whatever happens, Chris, we're going to have a Peroni and enjoy our day after this. It's the best seat in the house for the final of the sixes. That one's short. It's in the air, and it could be out, and it is. They lose a wicket, South Africa, to some good bowling.
that might have to be the way for Pakistan. They might have to take wickets here, because at the moment, you've got to back South Africa in this position. Just a little top edge there. And the keeper was able to run round, take a comfortable catch.
Africa 2-4-65. Still 4 deliveries. Pakistan captains over.
Swainpole, Aubrey is the new batsman. They need to maintain momentum here, the South African lads. Tanvir, again, it's high in the air, and it's going to be a single. What I will say, they've just, these last two batsmen, Adams and Nicolo, are trying to be a bit funky.
Well, they're probably thinking, we just got to hit the ball in the gaps, hit fours, and we'll do this easily. But Aubrey Swainpole come to the crease now.
Trying to use the pace to hit behind the wicket. It's fraught with danger, but so is everything in this final. There you go. It's an edge down to third man, and he got what he wanted, 4 runs. At the same stage, Pakistan were in massive trouble at 4 for 54.
With these 8-ball overs, Ryan, you've just got a little bit more time than you think. It's not too hard to chase down this total.
Because bowling 8 balls is tough work, and you think you're going to hit at least 1 or 2 for 6. And again, he's done it again. Used the pace nicely, and there's never been a third man in the whole competition.
Well, it's probably the smarter way to go with Tanvir, because the angle that he's delivering the ball at, it's always going to run across the right-hander. So instead of playing the...
And his length. You look at those, the length he's got wrong.
Yeah, I think I'd be trying to run it down the third man. It looks the easier shot anyway.
Well, here we go. This has brought a change in the field. Pakistan, for the first time in the competition, have sent a third man.
I love that captaincy. Send the fielder where the ball's gone.
He's tried to do it again, and it's a dot ball. And after what has been an eventful over that went for 37 runs, South Africa are 2 for 74 from 3.
2 for 74.
They're our friends at the Peroni tent having a good time. And like I say, Chris, I'm looking forward to one.
I've been very lucky with the sponsors we've had here too. Instagram, Accenture, not to mention the Hublot watch.
Virgin Atlantic, they've been the busiest men alive with all the 6 counts. The amount of the distance the 6s have gone has probably would have got me back to the Netherlands, let me tell you. That's a friendly one on leg stump. That's going to go for 4.
Well, Hamad did the job with the bat, but he's under pressure now, isn't he? He was hoping that the big name bowlers who went before him could take a few wickets and he could be bowling at the tail here, but instead he's under pressure.
It's interesting because he's got one of the highest leading dot balls of the competition, yet you get the sense he's one of the more friendlier Pakistani bowlers. He gets his Yorkers right, and this time he's done it nicely. And there's just a single down to deep mid-on.
Still 45 runs off 16 balls, so they've got to keep going here, South Africa. They can't just do it with singles, of course. They have to hit boundaries and 6s.
Well, remember, they got one in the shed because Irwi has retired, so you may as well go for it. Go nice and hard and look for the boundaries. Swainpole is 8 from 3. And I reckon from the shorter end, he's thinking to go airborne. This time, it's through the offside, and it's going to go for a very neat boundary. And I hate to say it, but that was a normal cover drive.
Well, they've actually persisted with a third man. I'm not sure why you would have a third man for Hamad. it's not like he's running in bowling back of a length. He's trying to get it up into the block hole, and sure enough, third man's now running around to cover. Horse is bolted.
Just keep putting him where the ball goes. It's a simple philosophy, Chris. Unfortunately, you've only got 4 fielders. That one's a wide, and they'll get 2 for it. A little bit of swing that couldn't be controlled.
I tell you what, if that hadn't have been as wide, the only direction that was going was down the third man. I would have had a good chuckle.
He's just giving himself a chance here. He's on off stump, and this one is going to go the journey. That's the 6 that Swainpole was looking for from the outset.
Well, we're sniffing an upset, aren't we, here? We had our money on Pakistan. They've been...
Hey, mate, come on. You didn't ask my opinion. Long way to go, and it's a long way that one's going. There's 2 in a row for Swainpole, and Pakistan suddenly are under the pump.
Well, this is going south quickly here for Pakistan. Ahmad, that probably the friendliest bowler in Pakistan has been dispatched, and look at that. Look at the celebrations coming from the South African group. They're loving this.
Well, he's got his length wrong these last 2. This time he's setting up outside leg stump. And therefore it goes down to third man, exactly where that lad was, and for 4 runs. And Chris Rogers is in hysterics.
I'd love to see cover now move around to third man.
It's good batting, that's for sure. What we've seen from Swainpole is he started to move around in the crease. He set up on off stump, then he set up on leg stump, and Ahmad is under the pump because everyone wants to tell him what to do.
This is where the brain trusts get together, but you have that sinking feeling, don't you? You know it's looking like it's going to end badly for you. What can you do? Got to try and get through this over with as little damage as possible, and then Sohail to bowl the last over. Hopefully he can produce some magic.
Well, there's 2 rocks to go, and let's see what we've got. That one is going to go to third man as well. In fact, that one's going to go maximum. Swainpole's going to be out of here, and he has hit that for 6. And what an innings it's been. 34 from 8 deliveries. That has been, the ball has swung those last couple, and that gentleman should hang your head in shame. You've got to catch those. He's having a good day. The boy, he runs at Lama Cricket Club. He should know better. He's got to take those catches.
Well, I hope he's not a coach there, because he can never abuse his players for dropping catches.
1 to go on the second last over. That should have gone in as clean as a whistle. And it's a dot ball to finish. A nice way to finish. And now, the Hong Kong World Sixers 2017 will come down to the final over, where South Africa, needing 124 to win, needs 17 runs off 8 balls. Put your hand up, son. He's having a good day.
Just didn't catch the middle one, did he, Ryan?
Well, at least he didn't drop the beer. That's the most important thing. 1 over to go in the Sixers of 2017. I hope everyone's enjoyed the coverage. We've enjoyed bringing it to you. Sohail, the man for Pakistan, in fading light here at Kowloon Cricket Club. He's got 17 runs up his sleeve.
Well, in fact, if South Africa win this evening, they will go to equal joint holders of this competition. They will have won it 5 times, along with Pakistan and England.
It's Dry and Adams are the 2 batters. It's Sohail for Pakistan. 8 balls, 17 to win. The first one is high, and would you believe it? It's 6 off the first one, and the Hublot sign was in danger.
Oh, what a shot. Can't let that one go as quick as he could, but it was in the hitting zone there. Adams, who's been brilliant. He's been my man, Ryan. He's getting the job done. I told you he would.
Well, let's see. This one is going to offside, and it could be out, and it is. A twist in the tail. Chris Rogers starts to talk, and wickets fall. A twist in the tail. And guess what? It's the main man, Sarel Irwi, strides out to bat for South Africa, hoping to finish the job.
I wonder if Sohail will give him a flat one.
Ladies and gentlemen, remember that South Africa are defending champions. They won it back in 2012. 11 runs, 6 balls.
11 runs to win. 6 balls remaining.
What do you do here if you're corner dry? You just get off strike, or you just go for it?
You've got to get bat on ball here. Run it down to third man for 4. Or get both. There's a big appeal. It's all happening. That hit the stumps and the bails didn't come off.
Oh, this is incredible. If that ball had dislodged the bail, Irwi wouldn't have been on strike either. But look at this. It's just ricocheted through the legs onto the stumps, and those zinger bails haven't come off, have they?
Well, unbelievable. 10 to go, 5 balls remaining. Sarel Irwi has been outstanding. But can he finish the job for South Africa? Again, it's a brilliant delivery from Sohail, and they'll scamper a leg by. And things aren't getting easier for South Africa. The final has been a beauty. Swainpole was retired. He's next. He can still come in.
But you've got to swing now. There's no holding back.
Well, what I would do is go deep in my crease and give yourself a chance to get under it. He's a big boy. He's dry.
If you're Irwi, you've got to be running at the other end as well.
The in-swinger. Oh, they're going to collide. 2 big boys collide in the middle. That one was a big in-swinger.
Well, it's on the line here, isn't it? Look at the desperation here. The South African batsman colliding. It's all happening. It was nearly a 3-way.
We don't like seeing those, Chris.
The score's on 1-6. 8 runs required, 3 balls to go.
Well, we haven't left anything in the bank for you, that's for sure. These sixes have been outstanding. Changing the field now. There's going to be 2 on each side. You've got to say, the return of the sixes has been a beauty. The final has lived up to all expectations. But what twist have we got left in the tail? He's edged it, and that's going to be dropped and gone for 4. It was a piece, he got a piece on it, and the wicky couldn't hang on. Let's have a closer look. It's a good edge, and it's just gone over his head for 4. Sohail's got a smile on his face. It's intense, but there's smiles everywhere. 4 from 2. Do you bring the field up, Buck?
This is what you play the game for, though, isn't it? Down to the wire, pressure on, see how good you are. Sohail's been immensely sober. To keep him in the game's been fantastic.
Mate, he swung it. He's gone in swinger, out swinger. In, out, in. What's he going to do here?
Always swinging as hard as he can, or does he just back away and run one down the third man? There's no one there.
He's thinking about Sohail's thinking that I need a third man. He's yelled out to Tanvir, hey, Skip, I wouldn't mind a third man for myself.
He's not fine enough. He has to go finer.
He's literally at backward point now. There's no mid-off. The good thing is Sohail still hasn't taken his cap off. He's stuck with it all day. He's not changing a thing. He's bowled an absolute beauty. And there's going to be a run out. What was the non-striker thinking?
He said, I don't want it. I don't want it. Give it to the skipper.
I tell you what I reckon. He thought to himself, I can't make it there. I shouldn't be on strike. Bring Swain Pole in. That might be the greatest thing ever. It also might be catastrophe. 4 runs needed off 1 ball. Look at the shape of that. Oh dear. 1 ball remaining. 4 to win. Would you read about it? Is a tie possible?
I'd given up. I'd given up on Pakistan. This is unbelievable.
I know there can't be anything. A tie can't be possible, let me tell you. Because there's all sorts of things. I think it's wickets lost. It's sundries. It's also sundries. There's all sorts.
Control things out there, but when you walked back and saw your captain needing 4 of the last ball, did you have a prayer? Did you have a hope?
No, we back every single player in our team, and I know him well back home, and he strikes the ball well, so I had full confidence in him.
Final thoughts from the captain here as the adrenaline is still flowing. Before the tournament started, if someone said you defend the title, what would you have said?
I would have said no. We only got together at the airport for the first. We didn't have any training. But I think the guys just back their basics, and that's what got us to the thing. We had a few plans for the finals, and it worked out for us tonight. So it's unreal feeling still, so we're getting used to it still.
A cheeky one to finish with. Do you practice as a spinner bowling bouncers?
Not really, but it just happened.
Well, I'll back upstairs to you guys. These guys are elated.
Well, everyone should be. It was fantastic. It was an absolute great game of cricket. It was absolutely fantastic. And there's the winning moment. A boundary. And spare a thought for Cornet's ride. In that run out, he had the presence of mind to not cross and went back and said, no, you take it.
Yeah, you abused him for it too, Ryan. It was terrible commentary, but he knew exactly what he was doing. He was getting his skipper on strike to take the last ball. And what did the skipper do? He finished the game off in style.
You've got a very short memory, Chris Rogers, that's for sure, but it's been an absolute pleasure. And the crowd have come out onto the ground because they want a piece of the action, because I tell you what a tournament, what a final to finish.
And you look back in that Pakistan innings where they lost wickets early, they didn't get their tactics right, and how many balls did they miss at the end? Missed out on 3 balls.
3 rocks.
And there's the game right there, Ryan.
Absolutely. We've worked that out very well. Lots of happy people, including that mate.
But what about the happiness from the South African players? They've loved this. They've loved the couple of days here.
Yeah, absolutely. There's the scorecard. Irwi was fantastic, 39 from 15. Swain Pole, 38 from 9 rocks. What a job he did. And the South Africans will be celebrating long into the night.
Don't forget Adams there. Did a brilliant job right in the middle. But look at the Pakistani bowlers here. Mohammad Sami was a brilliant start. Finished up, but then Tanvir with a couple of those no balls, waist-high no balls that went for 6. And Azam was expensive. But Sohail, that was one of the great overs, wasn't it? 8 balls. He had 7 balls for 10. And that last ball, he nearly did the perfect job. Unfortunately, just couldn't hold it back.
Well, what more can you say? There's the tail of the tape. 6 for 123. They were bowled out, Pakistan. Sohail outstanding with 46 and Hamed 41. Irwi best for the South Africans. Everyone got a wicket as well as Irwi got a couple for South Africa. And what a match we've had. Lots more coming your way, and Gotham, I'm sure, has got more people to talk to.
Yes, indeed, I have. I've got a couple of very special people, the parents of one of the South African players, Farhan. What were you thinking at the end? We were tense. What about you guys?
Very exciting finish. Very, very exciting. Very well done.
Tell me honestly, when that last over started, 17 to get, when the captain walked out on the last ball, did you feel, with all your patriotism, that you had it?
Yes, absolutely. We've got a lot of faith in our team, and we believe that they could get those, runs, and we felt that they could do it. And we could take it back home.
No big names on the South African team. What does this mean going ahead for them?
I think this was an opportunity for all the youngsters coming through, and I think they've shown what they can do, definitely.
Yeah, some wonderful support here. As you can see, the flags, the glasses right behind there. The Rainbow Nation is on fire. They've defended their title.
Well, let's take a breath. Let's have a look at what just happened, because Irwi was absolutely outstanding. That was one of the shots of the tournament. They got off to a slow but steady start, and some big hitting came later in the day.
They almost knew what they had to do. Just keep a few wickets in hand, and that was the over, really. Tanvir, a few sweaty hands, and he just bowled a couple of full tosses that got dispatched. That was another full toss. And that over went for 37, and that was probably the difference in the game. Hamed had to follow it on. He found it difficult, went for 33, and we thought that game was over right then. But you know what, Ryan? There's always a twist, isn't there?
Yeah, absolutely. We thought that with the Swain pole innings, and he just played with the third man field for quite some time, he had got and done enough. But then there was this twist. A wicket in the final over. Sohail was fantastic. That was almost 2 wickets in the over. A run out off the second last ball. Dry, as quick as you like, decided that he shouldn't face the last one. The skipper should. And he got enough on it. And there you have elation, as Dry is saying, I told you, skipper, you could do it.
Well, he knew where he wanted to hit it. He had to go straight because Sohail had moved the field right round. He got a cover and a third man in, probably thinking he was going to bowl back of a length, but Swainpole held his nerve. He knew he had to go straight, and he did. And as soon as he hit it, he knew that South Africa won. And look at the celebrations. I think there'll be a bit of dancing tonight. Let's go join them, Ryan.
There'll be no dancing from me, Chris Rogers. The Kowloon Cricket Club have hosted this, of course, on behalf of Cricket Hong Kong. And the venue has looked a picture, and it's been absolutely outstanding. 2012 was the last edition of the Sixers. And I'm lucky, and I'm pretty happy to say, Chris, that I was here to watch the 2017 edition.
Well, it doesn't get much better than that, does it? It's great to have the Sixers back, and to have a final like that. It's a great advertisement for the game.
Well, here you go. This is the most runs in the tournament. It was the local boy, Nizakat Khan, with 191, was absolutely phenomenal. He was the most runs in the tournament, and he led his side to win the plate. Hong Kong chased down a big MCC score in the plate final, so they were happy. The most wickets is our man Sarul Irwi with 6, Ehsan Khan with 6, and Cornet Dry with 6. So a 3-way tie for that one. Well, there's silverware to be handed out, Chris Rogers, and let's go to our girl, Kat, who's been absolutely amazing down on the ground.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the official presentation for the 2017 Hong Kong World Sixes. What a tournament it's been. We've seen over 400 sixes, so I think the tournament has definitely lived up to its name. We'd like to congratulate all the teams for their efforts across the weekend. I'd like to thank our major sponsors, Hublot, Virgin Atlantic and Essentia, plus Kowloon Cricket Club, all the volunteers, scorers and umpires for making this year's tournament such a success. I'd like to invite to the stage James Kim from Essentia and Brad West from Virgin Atlantic to announce the winner of the Ben Holyoake Trophy for the most valuable player. Now, we've had a weekend of great performances. Ehsan Khan took 6 wickets, including 3 for 5 off 1 over. Australia's Nathan Reardon scored 166 runs, including 19 sixes. But the award this year goes to a man who scored 192 runs, including 25 sixes. He's the cat, Nizakat Khan. Nizakat, I'll grab you. And I'll have a little chat with Nizakat. Nizakat, incredible performance from you. Sixes cricket, it's an unusual form of cricket. What was your secret?
The secret was nothing. Actually, I was just watching the ball and I was just trying to hit the ball.
And you must be very proud of your Hong Kong boys for taking out the plate.
Yeah, especially my team. I would like to thank my team. They have done really well past two days because we have been working really hard on our fitness and our cricket, and we've been coming really well.
Nizakat, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
A round of applause for Nizakat Khan. All right, I'd like to now invite to the stage the president of the Kowloon Cricket Club, David Patel, and the chairman of Cricket Hong Kong, Dr. John Cribben, to present the plate to the plate champions and hosts, Hong Kong. And invite their captain, Bubba Hyatt, to accept the plate. Congratulations, Bubba. A round of applause for Bubba Hyatt and Hong Kong. Bubba, I'll grab you for a couple of words. Bubba, you've been playing Hong Kong cricket for quite a while now. Just how much does it mean to you to see the Sixers back on the cricket calendar?
Obviously, it's been very long since Sixers happened. It's been 5 years, so it's great to be back playing home cricket in front of the whole crowd. It's amazing.
We had the T20 Blitz earlier in the year in Hong Kong, and now the Sixers. Do you feel like Hong Kong cricket is very much on the rise?
Obviously, we are improving a lot. Day by day, our cricket is going up, and our young guys are coming up and performing well for us, and it's a good thing for us.
Bubba Hyatt, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
A round of applause for Bubba Hyatt, the captain of Hong Kong, for the plate champions. And last but not least, I invite the president of Cricket Hong Kong, Mr. Rodney Miles, and the chairman of the MCC World Cricket Committee, Mike Gatting, to the stage to present, fan favourite here, obviously, to present the Cup Trophy to the 2017 winners of the Hong Kong World Sixes, South Africa. And before you celebrate, I invite you to say a few words. Aubrey Swanepoel, what a tournament for you. Can you run us through, what were you thinking before that last ball?
I just told myself, keep my head down and make contact with the ball, and that's what I did.
You certainly did. Now, Pakistan were undefeated. Were you a little bit nervous heading into this final that perhaps they would remain undefeated and take out the trophy?
I think before the game, we just told ourselves, just do the basic well and believe in each and every one. And then whatever happens happens. And this time was our time to get the trophy.
Certainly is. And now you were the defending champions. You won it in 2012. How much does it personally mean to you to captain them to a defending championship?
Yeah, firstly, I just want to say thanks to all the sponsors getting back on board. I think this is a really future tournament. I think all the international teams will want to come back here and play. I think personally, South Africa, we enjoyed this tournament. So for the future, I think this tournament's only going to grow and get better.
Perfectly said. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for our champions, South Africa.
So there they are, the World Sixes champions, South Africa. They've got the silverware, they've got the smiles, Chris Rogers. They're a happy bunch down there.
And deserving victors as well. They probably showed the most amount of desperation throughout the 2 days, showed the most amount of commitment. And you could say they were underdogs going into that, but they played a fantastic game, got the tactics right, and thoroughly deserving victors.
Yeah, they kept their nerve under all sorts of pressure, and they took wickets when they bowled and put Pakistan under the pump, which they hadn't been. They'd won every game. They were leading by a mile, Pakistan, but got to the final and couldn't get the job done, unfortunately for them. The crowd are still pretty happy, and that has been the scene of the Kowloon Cricket Club as the sun starts to set. And there's the final standings for the 2017 edition of the Hong Kong World Sixes. South Africa will win from Pakistan. The Kiwis beat the Aussies for the runner for the third place spot. Hong Kong, the plate champs, beating the MCC. Bangladesh were fantastic. The under-19 side just ran out of puff, and Sri Lanka lost a couple of close ones.
But there's been some magic moments throughout the 2 days, haven't they? The Bangladeshis yesterday I thought were a brilliance. Ran out of puff today. But Hong Kong, they showed something today, were fantastic. Won that plate competition. As we saw, there was some great support there. And then South Africa playing an absolutely brilliant game. Under pressure, got the job done. It's great to see.
All smiles for South Africa. Here's the winning moment when Swainpole hit the last ball for a boundary down the ground to send the South Africans into elation. It was a big moment, a moment that there were plenty of them over the weekend, but that probably the greatest one.
But you can see how much it means to them, and he's right, this competition's only going to get bigger. They were desperate to win this competition, and I think, as we'll see, the sides will be coming here, getting the tactics right from here on, and this competition's going to grow and grow.
Well, Chris, I hope you've enjoyed your first edition of the Hong Kong Sixers, and it's been an absolute pleasure to bring it to everyone all around the world, the 2017 Hong Kong World Sixers. And will it be back? You betcha. We'll see you in 2018, everyone. We look forward to it.
Well, it's the local boys who are out for their second game, and they're going to take on 5-time champions of the Sixes, Pakistan. And they've come with a few of their stars, led by Sohail Tanveer. Just a few minutes ago, it was the Hong Kong captain Babar Hayat who won the toss and asked Pakistan to bat first. A little surprising, Nikhil Chopra alongside with me, that Sohail Tanveer actually wanted to bat first. In a scenario like this, 5 overs, you want to try and see what to chase. But he said, no, I'm happy to bat first.
And I was hearing him at the toss, got up with you, and he said that, he'd be happy to try and get 80 or 90, and so he's pretty confident that he can go out there and defend 80 odd in this tournament. We've seen even 95 or close to 100 is pretty chessable.
Yes, a bit of gamesmanship perhaps from Sohail Tanveer. Normally have a scenario where Babar Hayat said we want to keep them under 90. Sohail Tanveer said we'd be happy to get 80 or 90. So everyone's happy as far as we're concerned. First ball, good start from Hong Kong. They need to put things right after losing their opening game. That's an excellent first delivery.
And I think in that first game, I guess the Hong Kong bowlers didn't get their lengths right. I think that's why they got carted away. And 95 was easily chased down by South Africa. Babar Hayat there, I think, is going to be looking to mix it up nicely so that it doesn't get too predictable.
That's the first big one. And we're flying high with the list of Virgin Atlantic maximums being added to here in Kowloon. Number 32 in the tournament already. And let's remind you folks, it's only game number 3.
That was huge. That's a big, huge hit. And missed the Hublot Big Bang target. And this is it, wide, but concedes one by as well, so that'll be 3. 2 for the wides.
You can have big sixes. Remember, Virgin Atlantic do fly long distance. So that was one of their transatlantic flights.
I know, it's a great airline as well, but I guess the target is that one right on your screen. Hublot Big Bang. To maximize, you get a 6 and you get 6 extra runs.
Another wide there. Another couple of runs. You know, I'm surprised, Nikhil, you were calling the last game. I'm not sure the batsman at the end of the last game who needed 12 to win off one delivery actually was conscious of the possibility, because he hit it to a totally different part of the ground.
Well, you know, I'll be surprised if they don't see those beautiful watches there, Hublot. You can't miss them. And every single player knows to maximize your target, you need to try and attack those hoardings.
Meanwhile, Babar Hayat, the captain of Hong Kong, has been on the spot in this very first over. Yes, one massive 6 has been hit by Sahibzada Farhan. Hamad Azam. Got a good lineup there. A lot of bowlers in this Pakistan lineup, including the captain.
Well, that's full toss. That's out of the park. That is gone. Very nearly into the swimming pool, but on the rooftops. That's a great hit. And you can see the Pakistani support there. They're waiting for these 6s.
Yeah, it's a warm day out there. That's why you'll hear Nikhil Chopra mention the swimming pool every opportunity he gets, because that's where he wants to be.
That's true.
Some of us all want to be there.
Oh, beautiful bit of bowling. That's what you want. When you're looking to try and not allow the batsman to get runs, look for the toes. The toe crusher. Bit of shape there as well.
Yeah, this ball does move a little bit. Bowlers like to keep that movement in check. No boundaries yet, just the 2 maximums.
Once again, picked away beautifully.
That's 3 maximums.
It's been a good start for Pakistan 26, Virgin Atlantic, tournament 6, number 34, coming flat. Didn't go too far, but getting maximum there. Over the hospitality tents. Good start by Pakistan. 26 of the first over. There you have the teams. Pakistan captain Sohail Tanveer, Sohail Khan, Mohammad Sami, Anwar Ali, Hamad Azam, Sahibzada Farhan.
Yes, and Hong Kong, having already played a game led by Babar Hayat, one of the ironies there that he actually bowled a decent over, but he's got hit for 26.
He started off pretty well in the first couple of deliveries.
It's just been helped along. Pick up a couple of runs there. Jamie Atkinson getting a little unwanted exercise. But that's what you have when you've got just 4 fielders, the bowler and the keeper. Everyone needs to contribute. The keeper needs to pretty much cover a wide area from third man to fine leg. So it's not just someone who's a passenger you need to hide, who you hand the gloves to. He needs to actually cover a lot of area.
You want to be a passenger, you need to get onto that Virgin Atlantic flight. You cannot be a passenger on the cricket field.
That could be the first wicket. It's very, very high up in the air, and it comes out of one of these skyscrapers in Hong Kong and straight into the gleeful hands of the fielder.
First wicket for Farhan, looking to hoik it over long off, but a top edge, like Gautam said, went really, really high. There you have the top edge. A little bit of a fumble, but for Hong Kong 6, finally managing to keep it in his hand. Azaz getting the first wicket for his team.
Ehsan, the man who took the catch. Well, the captain has walked in.
That would be a first, coming to bat at number 3 for Sohail. He can use the long handle. Oh, beautifully timed. That is a great cricket shot and out of the park here for Pakistan.
Having said that, Nikhil, recently I was in the Caribbean for the Caribbean Premier League, and Sohail Tanvir was actually opening the batting for the Guyana franchise. So he has been wanting to bat up the order, enjoys wielding the long handle. No stranger to it. 4 sixes already.
Full toss and driven for 6. Would you believe it? That is power and timing.
Wow, I was just about to say that Hong Kong's a vertical city and you're going to see some big, tall sixes, but you can have flat sixes like that.
That is just incredibly muscled away. Fantastic cricket shot there by Hamad. He's moved on to 20 of just 5 deliveries. Oh, great hit. Another 6. Just missing our cameraman.
6 number 37. Virgin Atlantic are having a party in this match so far. I wonder if the Pakistan team are aware if the ball goes all along the ground, you're actually given 4 runs. It's one of those strange quirks of cricket.
Short and straight to the man at long on. That's wicket number 2 for Azad. And Pakistan lose their second wicket, 46 for 2.
Yes, Brett Lee would have been proud of that one. 6 and out. That was the name of his band. We'll have a lot of that in this tournament. But I reckon the Pakistan team are taking the name of this tournament very seriously. It's called the Hong Kong Sixes, and all they've done is hit 6s or get out. Forget singles, 2s, 4s. We don't need that.
Well, they know a thing or two about winning this tournament, I'll tell you that, Gautam.
5 times. Yes, 5 times champions. And we've got 2 very promising Pakistani bowlers out there. Sohail Tanvir joined by Anwar Ali. Anwar Ali, man of the match in an under-19 World Cup final. Knows all about playing at the highest level.
This is what I want to see. So Tanvir using the long handle, and since Gautam is saying that he's been doing that, opening the innings in the Caribbean, in the T20s there, so should be interesting to watch. Leg spin, York couldn't get it away, just the one for Sohail.
Sakat with the 3rd over. we were going to have the first boundary along the ground. We still don't have one in this innings.
Trying to muscle it away. There's plenty of gaps. Only 4 fielders, remember, in the field. Or change of pace. Looking to hoik it over square leg, but doesn't time it. It's good over so far, the 3 deliveries. That's fine, but we can keep her back. Just another one. Good 4 deliveries from Hong Kong. Zaka has bowled well the 4 deliveries.
4 of 4. That's unheard of in this format.
Singles like gold. Once again, looking to hoik it inside edge, but that's the boundary. Sohail was looking for just to calm his nerves because, like Autumn says, they only want to hit 6s.
The first boundary of the innings. The first boundary of the innings all along the ground. We've had 6 6s, few extras.
There you have it. That's a big one. Easy pickings for Sohail. Full toss over deep mid-wicket and over the stands. That's 6 number 7 and tournament 6 number 38. Virgin Atlantic. Keep them flying.
Yes, lots of Pakistan fans in lots of colour, make lots of noise, a bit of singing. And of course, you can never miss the flags out there. If Sohail Tanveer and his boys have a look up there in the stands, they'll know that the 5-time champions have every chance of making it 6 if the folks on the stands have anything to do with it.
They're a good bowling unit. They'll be looking to defend, and at the toss, Sohail was talking to Gautam, saying that he's happy to go out there and defend. So he completely, backs his boys to soak on the pressure to defend and wide. A little bit of shape there.
Ehsan Nawaz, the man who took the catch, now given duties with the ball.
Looking to hook it away over deep mid-wicket. Yes, enough bat on that, and that's 6. Virgin Atlantic 6, number 39. Keep him coming, keep him counting.
That gentleman will have to improve his fielding. That was an awful effort in the stands. Now you can't blame the sun, young man.
He's got sunglasses on. But there you have it. Great bit of timing there. Just a flick of the wrist and away she sails. Appealed, but was it off the shoulder? Nawaz just altering that length. Previous delivery got hit for 6 over deep mid-wicket and just pulling it back. They have the Pakistan flag with the Pakistani fans. Can they get a big score here?
Anwar Ali very quick to indicate it hit his arm.
There you have it. 6 number 40. Great bit of batting there. The length, once again, not probably what he desired. Easy pickings for the batsman.
Not a bad place to sit in those stands over there. The bowling's from this side. Square leg, deep mid-wicket. A lot of 6s will go over there.
There you have it. That's the second boundary for the Pakistani side. You've got 9 6s.